going on, people? It's Chuleta Brothers coming through on a special edition. It's Chuleta Lee along with Chuleta Al via satellite.
We're actually doing the social distancing.
Yeah, Studio 17, Studio 12.
That makes the Studio 29.
Yeah, so like we're doing social distance, like when they're opening shit up, but that's just the way we do stuff. But yeah, people, so this Chuleta Brothers special episode. We talked about this in the last few weeks of our regular podcast, which we'll be doing tomorrow, which will be episode 114. But today's a special edition. This is a Chuleta Brothers only covering The Undertaker, The Last Ride, and basically a wrestling podcast. We're hoping that other of our friends will join the podcast. We have maybe Milton slated. I don't think my sister's going to join, my sister Mari, but if they do. And then we'd like to get Baron on, but we'll see. This guy never comes on. So we need to invite girls. Yeah. We need to invite Maddie.
I think we have a chance.
Maddie from Party Down South. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then, of course, my girl has a background. I was doing the podcast. That's what you got to do. Podcast in Studio 17. So if you hear some rumblings, that's the kitchen. That's the cooking. The catering for our podcast.
She's doing the Undertaker killing the kitchen.
Oh my God! So yeah, so this is how we say the unprofessional podcast as we're doing it. So yeah, covering some Chuleta Lee. I'll let Chuleta Al chime in here real quick.
Yeah, man. Like we said, this is gonna be a special episode, just regarding what we're gonna be hopefully recapping the 5 episodes they had on the Undertaker documentary, which is called The Last Ride. This is the first time he actually breaks character and he, actually call him by his real name, which is Mark Calloway. For people who, out of respect, they still call him Undertaker or Taker. But it was only 5 episodes. They were like 55 minutes average long time running. Very good. It almost reminded me of the Last Dance, Michael Jordan, the Bulls documentary, because you see Undertaker sitting in I could call it like a throne, because it was a cool chair he was sitting on, minus the cigar and whiskey that Michael Jordan had. But this is just Undertaker sitting and they're talking. He's talking and asking questions. I believe it's documentary takes place between 2017 and 2020, WrestleMania. So it's 3 years in the making, I guess, the documentary. I guess they were following him around a lot. But it was pretty cool. We're just going to recap through all the episodes that we could remember. A bit of it, because they were like probably, how long you think it was? Like a month and a half long? Because I know they skipped 2 weeks.
Yeah, it started in I believe early May. Early May.
They started right around when the Last Dance was going on with Michael Jordan thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it started off early May and ended like mid June because they took 2 weeks off. So I'll give a recap real quick of each episode. I mean, knowing us, we're just going to kind of go all over places and stuff. But the first episode is like we get to see Mark Calloway, who's a.k.a. The Undertaker, like what's behind him as he prepares for his final match I think it was with Roman Reigns in WrestleMania 33, which I believe it was 2017. Second episode covers the year after that. The Undertaker's greatest fear, as he has a disappointing performance with Roman Reigns. They had like a bad performance, and then he's trying to come back and redeem himself against John Cena in WrestleMania 34. So that's episode 2. And then episode 3 kind of goes off of He had a good performance, I think, with John Cena, but from what I remember, it was a short one. They didn't get enough time. So then they do like a 4-man tag team, which is Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Kane. That was for Crown Jewel. So that was episode 3, covering WrestleMania 34 and a little bit of the Crown Jewel. And then episode 4, it still goes like through him, like all the stuff he has to go through, like mentally and physically, as they go back to Saudi Arabia. I think that's the one he probably fights Goldberg. I'm not too sure. And then the last one is basically his last match. As we know, there's been a lot of speculation. He's supposedly retired about like 3 weeks ago. So his last match was WrestleMania 35, which was this year. It also shows a little bit of the Extreme Rules, and it was his match, the Dead Man match with AJ Styles. So it was a 5-part series. Like Al said, they're anywhere from 40 to 50, like about 55 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, they were great. I think we all got to see behind Undertaker. Like a lot of stuff like I learned, like with his family and stuff like that. But yeah, I think so. Yeah, like we could probably start it off. I have some questions, but we could probably get into that as we go in case other people join.
Yeah.
That way could chime in. But yeah, the first one is basically WrestleMania 33 against Roman Reigns. The one thing I remembered was when they were in the hotel that Undertaker got mad that Roman Reigns basically, he didn't keep to the script. He kayfabed him like. So, an example, in wrestling, there's a heel, which is a bad guy, and there's what's it called, the good guys again? I forgot the name. Babyface. So, an example, especially for some WrestleMania, if me and Al have a big beef and we're fighting in the hotel, we shouldn't be checking in together. That's just the way it shouldn't be. So, I think Roman Reigns, like, he didn't have enough patience, and that Undertaker was like, yo, we're supposed to be like, there's cameras here. So, like, that's one thing. He always stuck to the script. So, yeah, we could go about that wrestling with him and Roman Reigns, which I believe Roman Reigns went over, right?
Yeah, but because the streak was already done.
Mm-hmm.
The 21-0, it was already broken by Brock, and I believe that was 2013. I want to say.
So that means it was 4. So it's probably WrestleMania 30 or something.
2013 or 2014. One of those two. I know his streak was already done. So fighting in WrestleMania, it didn't have that mystique anymore. So I guess at that time, that's when Roman Reigns was getting booed a lot or whatever. So they were trying to put him over. And Taker being Taker, did him a huge favor and try to put him over. The crowd still wasn't buying it. Still booing him after he beat Undertaker, because Undertaker's such a great character that nobody thought he was going to lose again. But he did, going from there. But Undertaker's always, if he has a bad match, he wants to redeem himself and do it again, either in the middle of the year or back to WrestleMania. But yeah, that match with Roman Reigns, he put him over. But I guess it didn't go as good as they thought it was going to be the match. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think Undertaker was either hurt or like just the match. They both messed up like a lot of spots like during the match. So it was like a clusterfuck from what I remember, was like they both kind of did mistakes or stuff like that. So I know he was saying that he felt bad for Roman because he was planning to he felt like he messed up and he didn't give it his all. So that was, like I said, episode 1. It also takes you back. They're similar to Michael Jordan's things that they're filming in real time, like in that one in WrestleMania 33. So you got some footage of him talking. At the same time, you have him showing him like during that time everything that he was going through. Some of the backstage stuff, which for us wrestling fans is always cool. Like when you see them in the backstage talking shit to each other or just saying hi to each other. So that's always cool. Episode 2, like I said, that was the next year. That was on John Cena. This was WrestleMania 34. This is more him redeeming himself. Like then I think with John Cena they had a great match from my understanding, but it was just that they only gave him a few minutes. It wasn't as long as they were supposed to go.
It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
And then he found out last minute that they put him on the card. They just told him bring your gear. He didn't know if he was gonna be in it or not. And I guess they told him because I think this is the one that John Cena was sitting in the audience waiting for him because he had called him out.
I remember that one.
He had called him out through the year. And that was the first time I see John Cena with the long jeans on instead of the shorts.
He had the shorts under.
Yeah. So it was the way they did it was, it was good but corny at the same time. But just seeing Undertaker WrestleMania, just hearing his entrance, you'd be like, oh shit, he's there again. So
yeah,
like you said, he said it himself. Like I got ready for a 45-minute match, and they only gave me 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I think
I still could go more.
I think with that one, if I remember correctly, I think Elias was also feuding with John Cena, right? Was that the case, or am I confusing them? Because I think...
Well, I think that was the following one that Elias was performing, and then he said something about the dead man. And then Undertaker came out of nowhere, because they were supposed to feud at Crown Jewels in Saudi Arabia. Super Showdown, whatever it was.
Yeah. So that was, like I said, episode 2. Like I said, we're not giving emphasis on how good these episodes are. If you guys get a chance, please watch it. It's on WWE. We don't get anything out of it, but it's real good. Hopefully,
this is definitely not giving us money for this shit.
Yeah, hopefully they do more of these. Then the third episode from my notes is that he did good against John Cena. Then the Undertaker seeks closure on his 30-year career in a series of matches. This was the one that they were trying to bring a little bit of the past. His best matches arguably have been either with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And he's had 4 matches altogether. And they were trying to pair up. And I think Shawn Michaels actually came out of retirement to fight in this one, to join Triple H and Kane, and it was a dream scenario reviving like legends. So this is Crown Jewel. You probably know more than I do on this one. What was the actual tag? And against who?